We met for a reason. Wow, okay, so what I'm clearly getting from this message is that this is a masculine who, just recently, has experienced a shift in their energy. They may have pulled their energy back, specifically regarding communication. Perhaps they rushed in to communicate with you and then pulled back. I'm getting that this shift was intentional. If your masculine were to be completely honest with you, they would admit that there's a lot about your connection that genuinely confuses them. There's so much that just doesn't make sense to them, and for the masculine energy, they really need it to make sense. This energy feels very clear, concise, and serious, especially with this card. However, for some reason, at this current time in your connection, something has stopped the masculine in their tracks. They're determined to make it all make sense, and I'm sensing that there's something specifically about your energy, divine feminine, or the energy of your connection that is still confusing to them. Right now, they're asking themselves a lot of questions about you. These questions may be unlocking some very powerful activations in your connection, and depending on how energetically bonded you are with this masculine, you may be picking up on signs and synchronicities that are relevant to this process. You may be feeling physical sensations or experiencing a range of emotions where your energy seems to fluctuate, seemingly out of your control. I'm picking up that your masculine is very curious about this connection, but it's coming from a much deeper level. Something in their recent past has caused them to do some soul searching. Honestly, one of the methods they're using to gain clarity is comparing what they have with you to other connections they've had in the past. What they're realizing is that your connection stands out by a long shot. Something just feels really different, especially the way they show up, the way they process their emotions, and the way they express themselves. They've never felt this way in any other connection. For some reason, though, this information they're seeking is extremely important. It might be a deciding factor for the trajectory of your connection, but they've felt this for a very long time. At this stage, it's crucial for them to get the answers about you. They're really curious about your energy, but they're trying to understand what it means from a higher perspective. The magnetic pull they feel towards you seems to be the thing that sticks out to them. Divine feminine, you may be very tapped into your energy, with a natural ability to draw things to you, whether you realize it or not. This is what's driving your masculine crazy. It's the very thing that initially drew them to you, your essence. They can't quite see or understand it, and it's this confusion that's making them feel unsettled. Even though you may be very beautiful and attractive, it's more than just your outward appearance. There's something about them wanting to see you from a higher perspective, as if they're being asked to look at this connection in a different light. This may show up in your connection as them being hot and cold, with things feeling intense one moment and then questioning everything the next. This underlying confusion is spilling over into your connection. To them, it doesn't make sense, none of it. They're still shocked about how this connection came together, and they're still shocked by how intensely they feel about you. However, the one thing that is certain to them is that none of this was by accident. That's the only thing they know for sure. Everything else is a mystery. So, right now, they have a general curiosity about your connection. You may be picking up on this energy as well, divine feminine. There could be a sense of confusion or stuck energy. You might be trying to figure out your masculine's moves, especially if they've pulled back their energy or if communication has slowed down. This pullback was intentional, and it's for the purpose of them trying to make sense of this connection. This information is crucial to them at this stage. They're not budging on this. I'm also picking up that this is a very practical masculine energy, firm and grounded. This is someone who values facts over feelings. They don't just give their heart to anyone. They don't trust easily, and they don't fall in love quickly. Something about your connection has made them feel off balance, as though they may have fallen for you too quickly. They're trying to regain their footing, but your energy has them on edge, and they're really trying to make sense of it all. Wow, the final message we have is you're my one true love. Okay, so for some of you, this may serve as confirmation right here. You've been genuinely wondering how this masculine feels about you. You feel the intensity, you know the emotions, but you've been wanting to know if this masculine is in love with you. Well, this is how they feel about you. This is why they're trying to make sense of your connection, because they are in love with you, or they think they are in love with you. One method they are using to determine this is comparing their feelings for you with the other connections they've had. This might sound a bit silly, but for some reason, this connection stands out like a sore thumb. The fact that all their other connections don't compare to this one is really making them zero in on it. The way they feel about you causes them to act out of the ordinary. They overthink a lot of their actions, and this is not normal for them. This is completely out of the norm for this masculine. This is someone who is very poised and who handles business, but when it comes to you and your energy, divine feminine, you throw them off balance a little bit. This masculine may even try to hold back in their actions or communication because your energy or how they feel causes them to act differently. You might already have an idea of how they feel about you, but you may not realize just how intense their emotions are for you. Another thing that stands out here is that this masculine knew who you were before you knew who they were, and I'm getting that this is simply from your energy alone. You had the ability to pull this masculine in, to garner their attention, and to keep it. Something about you stood out to them. For some of you, this may be the confirmation you needed. There's a lot of information coming through with this message. I feel like they've either repressed a great deal of their feelings or are practicing a lot of restraint when it comes to you. The attraction was so intense that they didn't know if it was love or lust. Divine feminine, I'm picking up that you have very seductive energy. You can easily draw in masculine energy from your natural essence. You don't have to try hard. You just exude this seductive energy. This masculine knows that about you, and it's a quality they recognize. They may have been a little cautious about how they engaged with you initially. Perhaps they even vowed that this wouldn't go past a certain point. They weren't going to fall in love, but they did, and now they're confused about it. They're questioning themselves at this point. There's something underneath your exterior that's extremely mysterious, but also pure, and it makes this masculine want to know more about you. Divine feminine, you may be a little apprehensive and unsure if your masculine actually feels this way, if they truly love you. Honestly, I've seen many cases where the masculine actually identifies the divine feminine first. It's in their nature to respond to the feminine energy. Their entire being responds to their divine feminine, and there's no way they don't feel it. Imagine them being in the same room as their divine feminine, someone created just for them, and not knowing it. They absolutely know. They may not have the words for it because it doesn't make sense, and they need it to make sense. But this masculine is absolutely in love with you, and as silly as this may sound, they are actually using past relationships as a measuring stick. This connection is off the charts in every single category: chemistry, attraction, passion, emotion, energy, on every level. I'm also picking up that this is a lot of energy. This masculine has been holding it back. I feel like this may be something they haven't verbalized to you yet because so much information is coming through with this message. You're my one true love. They may just be coming to this conclusion. There's so much energy, so much information coming through. I'm also getting that you have a lot in common when it comes to your love journeys and the lessons you've both gathered along the way. Something about this connection is the total opposite of any relationship you've ever been in. You may not have openly discussed your past, but I'm getting that there's a deep resonance here. For some reason, this is being highlighted for your person. They're focused on this, as if there's something about their personal journey they'd like to share with you or give you insight into, particularly regarding their past relationships. This masculine has been through their fair share of low vibrational connections, as well as relationships that serve them well. But what stands out here is the deep emptiness they've always felt in those connections. They didn't feel balanced. I'm getting something about the imbalance between masculine and feminine energy in those relationships. But for some reason, that's what they're focused on now, analyzing specifically how they showed up in those connections versus how they show up in this one with you, with close attention to their emotional process. Divine Feminine, you exude such powerful feminine energy that it naturally draws out their powerful masculine energy. Something about the dynamic between you is sticking out to them, and they feel you can handle their energy, emotionally, mentally, sexually. They feel like you are their perfect match. There's a very clear and concise energy coming through, as if they know for sure that what you have is true love. Where they stand right now on their journey, they have a deep respect for everything they've been through, all their past experiences, because they feel like it led them to you. They can actually see themselves with you for a lifetime. It's your energy, specifically, that keeps sticking out to them, the way you make them feel. I'm not sure if this was something they felt was lacking in their previous relationships, but they feel like you get them. Things that may have been difficult for them come so easily with you. So much so that they even ask themselves if this connection is too good to be true. This might be something you ask yourself too, Divine Feminine. I'm also getting that this feels like a heart-to-heart moment. I don't know if you've had these kinds of conversations with this masculine, but they've definitely been through a lot on their journey. Something is sticking out about acceptance, about you loving them intuitively. You're so empathic that you know exactly what they need, and that's very important to them. They love that quality about you. If you don't forget, then write in the comments about how your day went. I will definitely read it. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget, like and subscribe channel.